Hey, welcome back to Game Spasm. I'm Brian Hazard, and we are playing Notorious. And this is the second time I'm recording this because the last time I started, I waffled too much, and it was obnoxious. So you're welcome. I have played one session of this before. That doesn't matter. You don't need to watch that. I did need to watch the last couple of minutes of my last video to find out what happened because I accidentally hit pause. So hotkeys for the L. This is what we're getting into, though. So Notorious is about being a bounty hunter, going down to planets, seeking out your prey. I am Capper Vrill. I am an arrogant, cocky brute, an amphibious former gladiator who is feverishly loyal to their fickle god and very proud of the fact that he was the last gladiator standing. So his job is to go down to Talus, which is absolutely not. This is not Tatooine. It's not Tatooine, okay? It's not. I did not Tatooine it. The Targ cartel, not the Hutts, are the controlling faction. The Old Empire, not the Empire, and the Mystic Order, not the Jedi, are the species that are here. And I have come here looking for Navi Mod, a female crystalline, rude rule breaker who is accused of killing a governor on a planet while they gave a speech. However, as I found out in my last session, this is probably not true. The target didn't actually kill the governor. I don't know if that's because he didn't actually die, or she killed the wrong person, or she's been framed and nobody died, or what the deal is. I don't have that information yet. So in our last adventure, I had landed on the planet. I came across a building that had been burned down by my quarry. That's what the book said. Maybe it's not true. I don't know. But the flames upset me because it reminded me of when my gladiator dorm was burnt down by some nut who didn't like that I was winning so much. I met someone at the modular garrison of the Old Empire, and then I went exploring again. I found a crashed ship of a fellow nomad, and I took the stuff that was there, and I was all proud. Seeing this other nomad ship made me realize that I wasn't the first one that was sent down to the planet to go after Navi? Wait, Navi. Wait. Watch out. That one? Anyways. So I was all proud of that, and I was so proud that I accidentally paused my video, so you didn't see that I made it after this to the Vasbabas spaceport, which is run by the Old Empire, but of course has lots of people there. And when I got there, I had actually rolled on... Why can I not switch tabs correctly? Here we go. So we were exploring, we were at destinations. I had rolled, what did I think I rolled 3 here, right? Because on exploration is where I must have ended up on, right? You do counter destination. Oh, I had arrived at a small, spaceport run by the challenging faction, and I had gained notoriety, and the reason I had gained notoriety is because I decided that someone who knew the target saw me, and so that's not good. And notoriety is, people, how famous I am as a bounty hunter, and they were able to tell that I was a bounty hunter, and so they went and they may go tell Navi. He probably doesn't know this. Capper probably doesn't know this. Capper's a fantastic name, by the way. So I was supposed to roll twice on the destination events table, and that is where we find ourselves. Thank you very much. That was only 4 minutes of recap and waffling. Way better than my last attempt. As my nephew Mikey would say, by the way, my nephew Mikey, he's on Twitch. He's a Sonic speedrun streamer, and his name is Emerald. So as he would say, let's go. All right, so we have our information here. I'm supposed to roll twice on the events table. Yes, I rolled twice on the destination events table. I had rolled a 3. People travel from all over to visit the clinic of a renowned healer or doctor. If it seems their services are in demand, I can roll a die. Oh, that's right. It said I eventually get to meet the asset and try to recruit them. I don't know what that means. What miraculous deeds or specialist knowledge draws in these crowds? I'm supposed to know about this healer and what they do. Okay. I meet a healer who is famous for, this is where these come in handy, right? We got our these cards here. Is this the point where I should like do like this so you can see better? These are the GM Apprentice cards that don't focus all that well. Anyways, we're gonna use these to help me make a decision about what she is famous for. So let's pick a card, and it says discourage unholy creature. Discourage unholy creature. She is a exorcist. She is an exorcist of exorcisms. Yes. She is able to, you're not looking at what I'm looking at, she is able to eliminate well, she's not an exorcist. She is famous for her ability to eliminate a very tricky alien parasite that is known to kill locals. Or just, that's it. That's all we need to know. It kills folks. It kills folks. Folks be getting killed. Alright, so that is what she's famous for. I'm going to put in bold here that there's a possibility that I'll get to, you eventually get to meet the asset and try to recruit them. You eventually get to meet the asset. Oh, I see, because the first one is you join the line, but someone reacts to your scar, and you feel it's not worth the hassle. Okay, so you eventually get to meet the asset, and may try to recruit them. So that's now. I get to do that. I get to meet the asset, and I get to try to recruit them. All right, so don't forget that I have to do another encounter roll, or another destination roll, but we're going to try to recruit. When you successfully recruit them, you gain this could be a bonus reaction. Do I try to recruit them or I get to recruit them? I try to recruit them. Okay, so half your favor rounded up. My favor is 3, so 2. And we're going to roll. And hey, I'm back at home, so I actually have my dice tray again. So we're going to do that. My Nomad is blue. I know my colors. Nomad is blue, and the opponent, the opposition die is green. And let's see. So I roll half my favor rounded up. If I roll higher than the opposition die, I succeed. If I'm equal to or less than, I fail. So here we go. I'm good. We make it. Okay. So we are roll on the assets table. You can see this, right? Good. Okay. Should it be bigger? I feel like it should be bigger. There we go. Choosing one of the two options to determine the role who they are. Let's see. Success. Roll on the assets table. Choosing one of the two options to determine who they are and the bonus they provide. So we already know that they're a healer or a doctor. So we're going to say healer. I gain access to a network of medical facilities. So if I lose a fight, I do not roll to determine my fate. Instead, wake up in a tank of gelatinous liquid in a destination being tended to by a medbot. Lose a favor or a notoriety. Alright, so I'm going to copy this. This is handy information. So if I do end up waking up in a tank of gelatinous liquid, it seems that I should... let's put this down here as a new asset. It should definitely be in Vasbaba Spaceport, since that's where this healer is working. I haven't named her yet. Did I just decide it's a her? Or did it say that? It just says there. For some reason I decided it was a she. So it's a she. New assets. You gain access to a medical facility. Refine with Gemini. Go away. AI is invading our worlds. No, I don't want help writing. Stop. You're the worst. Can I just turn off AI on everything? I never want to see it again. Alright, so the asset is the healer. I have to give them a name, right? We're on the species and personality tables. Some of this information might already be established by the prompt. Just roll for what you need. Record your asset. Okay, so I already know they're a healer. That's why I just picked that off of the chart. I didn't roll for it. And she needs a name and a species. Roll on the species. and personality table. I feel like, even though it doesn't say so, I feel like I should be rolling on the predominant species table. So let's do that instead. It's a, what is this, a D6? She is Lektok. Gesundheit. Lektok. What is that? Lektok is insectoid. Okay. Fair enough. Let's give her a name. Name is Pictoclick. I like that name. All right, so I can't spell that. Go back. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Pictoclick. That's her name. What does the why does this have a check mark on it? I don't know what that's for. Pictoclick. C notes. Okay. Pictoclick healer. I'll at least give myself that much of a reminder. Okay. So Pictoclick is that's her name. Don't wear it out. She's insectoid, female, healer, located at Vas Babas Spaceport. I'm trying to type as little as possible. I love how clicky my keyboard is, but right now you might hate it. All right, so this is good. This is nice to have. I can turn this off. I don't use it anymore. This is nice to have. So I have this asset, and she will be handy if I screw up and lose a fight. So good to know. So we have that right there. I feel like I want to bold this just so I don't forget that it exists. Ooh, look, that is very bold. Oh, you can't see. What are you gonna do? Just get used to it. This is how it's gonna be, people. All right, so that was cool, and that was only one of my rolls on the table, right? Because it said I'm supposed to roll twice on that. Let's go back. I say back. Okay, people travel all over. I try to recruit them, and oh yeah, and they're good at removing an alien parasite that's known on this planet. Okay, cool. And then it said to roll again. I'm supposed to roll again on the right. Where'd it go? You're supposed to keep track of this for me so I don't mess it up. Hold on. I'm messing it up. Okay, here it is. I found it. That was this one right here. Roll twice on the destination events table. I already did one. Let's go again. So we roll the first die is going to be to tell us which table to use. That is 6. And then this is the number on there, which is 5. Okay, so we're going to destination 6. I'm going to 5. Oh, shit. Okay. A monster is loose and the locals are struggling to contain it. This is at the spaceport. It's unusual to see these creatures in populated areas. Okay, so I met with the healer. Let's say, why did I meet with the healer? I think I was just interested in the crowd, and my guy's so obsessed with being like well known. He wanted to go see who it was. The healer probably did not know who he was. Let's find out if she did. We're going to use the cards. Did the healer, we're going to say unlikely, did the healer know about Capper before he approached her? Bad odds, no. No, she did not. So, fair enough. But he made an impression on her, and I think that she found him interesting because of his scars, right? Because of the clear... I think he has wounds all over, like I think he has scars all over his body, which he's perfectly happy with. As a matter of fact, I like the idea that he's got one of those milky eyes with a big old cut across it. Like, it still works for the most part, but yeah, he wears it proudly because he's such a nut. Okay, so now a monster's loose, and the locals are struggling to contain it. So I walked back out of the healer's... So it's like a spaceport, and it's deserty, and clearly this is supposed to be kind of a Tatooine-ish place, so you've got, like, whatever, everything looks like it's made out of brown plaster. So I came out of her brown plaster hut, and, okay, so monster's loose. It's unusual to see these creatures. Choose one. I can either attack and subdue the monster to gain notoriety. How do I get it to focus on you? Or I simply watch the chaos unfold to gain a favor. Where has this monster come from, and what has it enraged? I cannot imagine a situation in which the arrogant bastard that is Capper would not try to attack this thing. So he's definitely going to attack it. Attack the monster, attack and subdue it to gain the notoriety. Okay, how do you get the monster to focus on you? So I walk out. I think he just shoots it. I think he just walks out and shoots it. Because why wouldn't he? He, I guess I'm going to say he, as he leaves the healer's plaster crib, he sees a monster run amok, unimpressed by its ferocity. He unshoulders his rapid fire laser rifle. Laser rifle, and he just starts shooting at it. Just starts firing. All right. So people are like, "What the hell?" And people start ducking because like this is not standard behavior. Like it is very weird for him to just bust out and start blasting in the middle of a space for anybody to. All right, this is my first combat. I'm not great at knowing how to do combat. Let's pay attention to these little symbols here. +4, +1. I'm guessing that's the stats of the monster. Let's go learn how to do combat. Right, so it says attack and subdue the monster. Okay, so we're doing an attack. Let's read about this. So Nomad, add attack modifiers from your equipment and add any such bonuses such as assets. And then, so for my die, right? So for the die I'm going to use, we're adding the equipment and any bonuses from assets. And then for the challenge die, I'm adding the attack modifier listed for the opponent and any additional bonuses. Ooh, this might be a bad idea because if you recall what we were just reading, this thing's kind of big. It has a +4 bonus to its die. Oh, Brian, I don't know. What does the rapid fire laser rifle give me? I think I have it in my notes. Let me see. Rapid fire laser rifle. 1 star for the first roll, then +2 stars. Or just a power hammer with natural strength. 4 stars. Why does it say natural strength? Please hold. Okay, so it looks like that's just flavor text. Like, this is why he gets such a big bonus. So my brute is definitely better at melee than he is at range, because the rapid laser rifle gets +1 star for the first roll, then 2 afterwards. You look over here, like the auto-tracking laser rifle from the bot is better. The precision laser scope rifle, this guy's fantastic. So I didn't know it. I mean, I guess I could have figured it out if I thought about it a little bit, that I was picking this is clearly a melee character. So, but you know, the thing was far away and it was causing trouble, so he decided to shoot at it in order to get its attention. Makes perfect sense to me, people. So let's learn more about attacking. Don't do that. Right. I think I need a different PDF program. I picked this one instead of Adobe because this one scrolls and moves much smoother. Although I didn't realize that it like reset the screen every time I did a bookmark. I don't love that. Alright, so anyways, how are we attacking? So attacks can happen at melee range, often specified by prompts. If not, you may choose how to fight, whatever benefits you. Well, right now I'm at range, so the first attack is going to be ranged. Each point of defense allows a successful attack to be blocked. Okay, so how's the outcome go? They work a little differently. I mean, this is your how to play the game too, right? So you're welcome for reading this out loud to you like you're at school. You have to repeat it multiple times to defeat one or more opponents. So if it's a success for a hostile, I gain a favor, or no, I already know what I get for killing it. If I fail an attack after exhausting defense and motivation, it's time to motivation allows me to reroll any one die. as many times as I have motivation, but then I have to keep the final roll. If you fail an attack, it's time to roll for your fate. Oh, after exhausting. Okay, let me read this and understand it, so you don't stare at me while I'm trying to read it and understand it. Okay, I think I got it now. So, there is no like I attack then they attack. It's just my roll. So my nomad die versus a challenge die. I add my modifiers. It adds its modifiers. If I succeed, then I defeat it. But if it has any defense, like a little heart, which it does, it has a 1 heart, that means that attack is negated, and I go again, right? And then if I get it a second time, it'll be dead. However, it's rolling with a +4. I have, like, basically no armor. Like, I have 1 heart for my armor. Yeah, 1 heart with my no helmet, chest bandolier, ill-fitting jumpsuit. What a great plan. Why did this? I picked this. This is a random rolled-up guy, so I'm just kind of going with what I got. And so that means that I still can't figure out how to Alt-Tab quick enough. If they hit me twice, then I have to, I'll fail. However, I have an asset, and if I get knocked down in a fight, I get up again. They're never going to keep me down. So that means if I get knocked down, instead of... What is happening? Okay, instead of... if I lose a fight, don't roll to determine my fate. Instead, I wake up in a tank of gelatinous liquid. Okay, so... Oh, I wonder if I can only use it once. Is that why? Ooh, I wonder if that's why there's a checkbox next to it. Let's find out. Yes, unfortunately, that is the case. As you see right here, it says that they provide special single-use bonuses. So I don't want to die too many times. Anyways, it doesn't matter if it's a bad idea, because this is what my guy would do. This is what Capper would do. He is a bold man of action with no common sense. So he would absolutely go after this thing without proper consideration for his own well-being. So let's see. If we go back to the, I believe it was the destinations, right? Monsters Loose. Yeah, so they have a +4 to attack, +1 to health. He's a fool. He's an absolute fool. So of course he would go after it. So let's do this. Let's see if how quick we can kill a character. I mean, I killed my character from across 1,000 Dead Worlds. He died in like 3 sessions. So let's see if I can beat that record. All right. So just double checking. I've got. Okay, here we go. +1 star for the first roll. Well, okay. So right now I'm at range, but I'm absolutely going to be moving in after the first attack to do whatever. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I don't want to cheat, but I also want to be true to the narrative. Like, so it was asking what did I do to get its attention. So I started shooting at it. I don't know what this thing looks like. I did not. What does this creature look like? This creature, let's see. It is, I don't know if this is helpful for this. It's not really good for picking out creatures. This creature is deadly. Oh, captivity. Okay, I like that one. So the reason this thing is where it's not supposed to be, it has some sort of like chain around its neck, some sort of like collar that it's broken, and there's some chain hanging off of it. So the reason it's not usually found in somewhere like a spaceport is because somebody brought it there and it broke free, and that's why it's running around. So Capper shoots at it to get its attention as he's walking towards it. Like, he doesn't think, he's not concerned about it at all. And this thing turns, and I don't know why, I'm just picturing one of the Star Wars monsters from the arena where Padme and Anakin are tied up. Not the one with the big stick legs, but like the one that kind of looked like a tiger with a salamander head or whatever. That thing. The one they ride around on. You know what I mean. So it storms towards him. So this combat is going to be melee. Like, he shoots at it a couple of times to get its attention, and then as it starts running towards him, he just throws his laser rifle on the ground. Nah, he shoulders it. He just throws it over his shoulder and then takes his power hammer out with the other side. So now they're a little more evenly matched. So it's getting 4 stars. I'm getting 4 stars. It has 1 heart. I have 4 hearts. 1 heart. That would be cheating. So let's see what happens. Here we go. This is green is the creature, blue is me. Oh no. Okay, so I did not succeed. Do I want to use a motivation to re-roll that? I kind of do. Yeah, I'm going to use a motivation, and I'm going to re-roll. Oh no. I mean, what am I saving it for? What am I saving it for, right? Let's just... Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I get a hit on the beast. So as it comes stomping towards me, I like the idea that he took his hammer out and he's just holding here. And as the beast came towards him and sort of like reached up a claw, he just did this totally unexpected, like shoulder-powered, sort of like uppercut arc into the bottom of this thing's jaw. Just wow, right? And this thing kind of goes down and quickly spins and gets back up. So that's the one heart that it had to use. All right, so now we got to go again to see if we can get it. See how it goes. Come on. Yes! Okay. So, yeah, it spins around, like it spins out around to its belly for a second, and it starts flipping like it's about to get up, but Capper walks over and just puts his foot down on the thing's foot that it was trying to spin away from, and he just brings the hammer down into the middle of its chest and just squashes the thing in the middle of the little area there outside the healer's hut. It sort of squeals and then makes a weird guttural death rattle noise, and he did. So good job, Capper. All right, so how do I get the monster? I fought it, and I gain a notoriety. All right, so I'm cooler now. Don't have any motivation, but I'm cool. Favor is like how much people like me and how much I think the guild, my Nomad guild, likes me. Notoriety is how badass I am, and motivation is sort of like a luck skill. I was just using it. That's how you use it. All right, so everybody's impressed as I take my hammer and I sort of wipe it off on the... It's like scales and fur. Kind of wipes off a little bit on the fur of the monster and puts it back over his shoulder. And he kind of looks around like, all proud, make sure everybody sees what he did because he's a cocky son of a bitch. And that's what happened in town today, folks. Like, if you were in the market today, you were like, hey, did you go to the market today? Did you see what happened? And they're like, why, what happened? And they're like, oh, nothing, milk was cheap. Oh, and also there was an escaped creature from the wildlands that got murdered by some crazy amphibian guy with a milky eye and a giant hammer. So that's that and the milk. Those are the two things. So, all right, so good job, Capper. We are going back now. That means we have finished our destination events. Right? Because we rolled twice on destination events. Okay, so now we go back to exploration, because that's how this game works. Roll an exploration table to find out what happens. Oh, I never put the dice screen away. All right, well, it could be smaller. Don't you think the dice screen could be a little smaller? Seems unnecessarily big. Hold on, let's make this just a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can still see, right? That's good enough. Okay, let's see what happens with exploration. 2. If your notoriety is 6 or higher, it is not. You encounter a lead. Otherwise, roll once on the exploration events table. Okay. So we roll once to see which table. 5 and 6. So we are at 5 and 6. Okay, so this is what... Oh, you can't see. Get rid of this. You wake up in your camp to find something personal has been stolen. Son of a bitch. You wake up... A clear set of tracks extends off into the distance. Okay. So roll to see what happens. A 1. The thieves are long gone and you lose 1 motivation. Hey, I don't have any. What has been taken from you and how is it related to your origin? Okay, so... I'm going to say that it was a small... Let me think. It's gonna be some sort of token of his time as a gladiator, and it's going to be something that belonged to someone who died because his gladiator whatever got burned down. The dorm got burned down, and the people that he knew, the last people he was ever able to be close to, were killed in that event. And the only thing that he had left of a close friend, a female fellow gladiator, is I guess we're just gonna say, like, I don't know, a pendant, a necklace. It's gonna be a necklace, or it's gonna be like a bracelet. It's gonna be a necklace. So like a necklace, just a cheap, shitty, tin, whatever, something very cheap, but it was important to him because it belonged to her. And so this is incredibly frustrating, and if I had any motivation, I would lose it. I don't believe that there's any consequence to losing motivation when you don't have any. You either have it or you don't. So that sucked. That was a shitty way to spend the night. I don't think... I'm only writing stuff down to remember that it happened. Kills it because he's awesome. Okay. Robbed in the night. Can't type. Trinket from a dead friend stolen by thieves. Of course. Dead female gladiator friend stolen. Yeah, that's all I need to know. That's good enough information. We don't need more than that. Now we roll on the destinations. Let's see where he goes after his weary travel. Where does it bring him? 1. You arrive in a small outpost or enclave run by the Minor faction. Ooh, the Mystics. Right? That's who we got on this planet. The Mystic Order. Sweet. It's a small outpost or enclave, so that's gonna mean a small outpost or enclave. So the options are outpost or enclave, but a challenging faction, bustling market, small town, small spaceports, fortified base. So it's not the farm. It's not the scrap crawler. No. It's going to be the... Then we have a town, because there's a town and a moisture farm. Right? Bustling market, small town, small spaceport. So I'm going to say it's the farm. A small outpost or enclave run by a minor faction. Yeah. That could be the farm, right? Because am I missing farm on here? Small town, small spaceport, fortified base or palace. So, yeah, it's going to be farm. It's going to be the Quan's Moisture Farm is where we find ourselves, folks. I copied it and then didn't paste it. Belongs to the Mystic... What are they called again? The Mystic Order. Owned by the Mystic Order. Quan is a old teacher mystic type guy. How you like that for a good explanation of who he is? Okay. I can choose one. Search for anyone who might know your target, or speak with locals who work here to... speak with a local who works here, then rest to gain a motivation. I probably should get some motivation, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to speak with a local who works here. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Okay. So I'm speaking to a local, so I roll add half of your favor, rounded up. My favor is 2. And if you're speaking with a lead or a target, you automatically succeed. I'm not. I'm speaking with a local. Alright, so let's see. Oh yeah, killed it. You didn't see that. There we go. Got a 6. Sweet. So, success. They talk, revealing interesting, even useful information. Roll on the relevant table below to see what you learn. Here's what I learned. 4. They had a past encounter with a prominent faction leader. What history do they share, and how have they both been changed? I met one of them a long time ago. They were different then. Oh. Alright, so This is gaining me a motivation, we said, right? So let me actually do that before I forget. I get one motivation for sitting down and I talk with Quan. Quan tells Capper of a time when the Huts, not the Huts, it's not the Huts, the Targ cartel were not so vicious. So once upon a time they were not so vicious, and it was really because of the push, the constant press of the old empire, that they have gotten as nasty as they have become in modern day. They have feel like they have to put a tighter clamp down on the planet in order to make things happen. And this, as a result of this, all of a sudden they expect like the Moisture Quan and his people to pay like now Quan's farm has to pay insane tributes or taxes or whatever. I'm gonna actually write what I said, right? Due to paranoia caused by the influx of old empire troops and we'll say spies, right? Okay, which is affecting. However, why does Capper like this information? He likes this information because that's going to. Well, he's got a contract with. Okay, so the reason that this gives him motivation is because he has a contract with the old empire, and more old empire on the planet means that he feels like that's going to result in more backup during his time here. So he gets +1 motivation, and he's very happy about it. And somebody's trying to text me on this dumb phone. Okay, actually that was a super important text because somebody sent me a link for this guy who wrote "What if Korn wrote Informer?" So that's important in the middle of this. Okay, that's good. I just thought that, I should share that with you because it sounded important. And, thanks, Beardsley Beardington, for sending in that fantastic submission in the middle of my game. All right, so can you please stop being distracted? We need to move forward. Good grief. It's ridiculous. Can't keep you guys on track at all. All right, so let's go to Informer. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's going to be in my head all goddamn day. Hey, stop it. Stop jumping around. Okay, this thing is obnoxious. All right, we're going exploring, folks. We did our destination. Now we're back to exploring. It's a very basic back and forth thing that you do on here. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. We explore. 3. If your notoriety is 5 or higher, you encounter lead. I don't. Otherwise, roll on the exploration events table. Okay. Exploration event. Exploration. Table 1, number 4. Here we go. A speeding vehicle appears out of nowhere, and 2 hostiles who work for a powerful crime boss leap out to confront you. I wonder if they are checking up on me since they saw me hanging out at Quan's Moisture Farm, and they were like, why is this guy talking with those guys? We don't trust him. If you're not with us, you're against us. So, a hover bike. I do like this, a hover bike gang. Okay, so roll a die. They're encircling me. 1. All right. Their leader is hostile and fights in melee. What tall tale do the gang spread about your encounter? Well, we'll find out after we see if I'm dead. Their leader is hostile and fights in melee. So the leader gets off. The others are just standing there. I like to think... Okay, wait. I'm going to remember this scene from Weird Science. If this goes my way, I'll bring it up again. Okay, so they get off their hover bikes, and the guy gets off. The guy that gets off his hover bike absolutely looks like the lead biker from. Does it say they're human? No, it doesn't. Oh, no, I'm reading the wrong one. It's not a hover bike gang. Sorry, it was a speeding vehicle appears out of nowhere, and 2 hostiles who work for a crime boss. That's number 4, not 5. I got so excited about the hover bikes. I rolled a 1. Okay, they're Besniks, a pig-like species. So Star Wars. What criminal activity does their boss control, and why do they feel you threaten it? I was already there, right? So like this is they sent out to find why I am talking to the Mystics. They don't know me, and yeah, if you're not with us, you're against us. A pig-like species with an attack of 2. They're hostiles, so my options for reacting to a hostile are pretty limited, right? So with hostiles, I can either threaten or attack. Threaten, huh? Interesting. So they precede them. You may try to threaten. Add half your notoriety, rounded up. My notoriety is... So I'm only adding 1. If I success, they back down. If they fail, they start a fight with me. And add 1 to the challenge die in the first roll. Yeah, I think they roll on the threat neutralized table. Interesting. Let's not read that unless I need to. Okay, so I'm going to try to threaten them. So here we go. And tell them to piss off. Don't you know who I am? And they come out and they're like, "How are you? Who are you?" And Capper's like, "Say my name." I love that he just assumes everybody knows who he is, and there's really no reason to assume that other than his. I guess there's some reason, but not enough. Do they? Because they don't know who I am, right? Does it? Because it says that basically, right? Speeding vehicle. They're Besniks. What criminal do they feel like? And why do they feel like you threaten it? Well, maybe they do know who I am. Let's find out. It is unlikely. We'll still stick with unlikely. And we'll ask the oracle cards whether or not they know me. Bad odds. Nope. No, they do not. They do not know me. So that probably pisses me off even more, which makes me even more threatening. How dare you? All right, so blue is me, green is them, and half my notoriety rounded up. Not good enough. Okay, so on a failure, I'm not as scary as I thought I were. I do my bluster. I tell them my whole backstory. I am Capper Vrill, the last of the gladiators. I fought on Chesnik 4. I was the one who took out the Boulder Rock. No one has been able to... Chesnik 4 and Boulder Rock. I had to write this down so someday I can repeat this when I'm talking to somebody else. I defeated the last of the warriors on Chesnik 4. I defeated the... What did I say? The Balrock? Single-handedly? Yeah. I am the last of the 3. I am the conscript... who does not die. I am Capper Vrill. Yeah. Well, we might add to that just to make it more haughty and ridiculous at some point. But that's what he says to them. And they're like, what? Okay. So, attacked. We're just gonna say here for the sake of a journal. Attacked on the road by pig dudes. Okay, so they start a fight because they are not intimidated by me. They were unimpressed by my shit talk, and they get a +1 to their first attack. They weren't anything special, right? They were just pig-like species. It was just +2. They have no armor, so this shouldn't be too bad. All right. So I am. I mean, they circled me. They're right in front of me, so they're starting the fight. But I have a giant power hammer that gives me +4. And they had, oh my god, I just looked at it. What was it? They have +2, I have +4. Okay. Well, they have +3 because my threat didn't work and they're sassy about it. So, doesn't matter. The leader comes up to me and I promptly demonstrate to him why Capper Vrill is not to be trifled with. And I just, like, as he walks up, I do this, like, spin move. I'm in a spinny chair. I can spin, so I'm just like, and I take out both of his knees. I mean, Capper does, not me. I don't fight. Capper just hobbles the guy, and he goes down like a box of rocks. This is a hostile. Then once they're defeated, I can either spare him or kill him. I get favor. I don't want to be too mechanical and be like, well, let's see, which do I need more? But I do need notoriety to move forward. So I hobble him, and then let's just say, you know, the camera would not pan down, right? The camera would be at this level, and the hammer would go down, and you just hear a sickening crunch below the camera, and you see the other guys that are with him are just like, oh no, that didn't go well. I just kind of decided again that I was just fighting the leader. So we're gonna say that's exactly what happened. What is it? What criminal? So they work for whoever, Boss Nass, or we need a name for the lead hut. For the lead Targ, for the boss Targ. That sounds like Boss Hog from the Dukes of Hazzard. All right, the boss Targ's name is hey, why are some of these facing the wrong direction? Oh, I hate it. Mustafa. Okay, Mustafa. These are great. I really like these. They assumed I was plotting with the Mystics since they didn't know me. Okay. I smashed their pig boss leader, pig gang leader to Pudding, and they fled. And I got +1 notoriety. Yeah. Yay. Okay. +1. All right, now we're getting up there. I got 3 notoriety. That's good. Seems like I need it. Success. Yeah. Gain. I kill them. I take the notoriety. They definitely show up, and or they wander off. Right. This is a speeding vehicle. And there was 2 hostiles. Man, I don't read very well. All right, fine. It was 2 hostiles. Retcon the whole thing, and I squished them both, and that's how that goes. I was so excited to have it be the hoverbike gang. I was so excited for it to be the hoverbike gang, and it was. I could have done that, I guess. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I squished them both. No, because somebody has to live to tell the tale so that my notoriety goes up. So I squished one, and then the other got back in the car, like did that whole thing in the movies where they're like, and gets back in the car and drives off, or the vehicle, whatever, and yeah, so they'll think twice before they mess with me. That's right. So I move on my way, like the Ronin, the Mandalorian, the nomad that I am. All right. So now we get to a destination. Roll on the destination table to find out where you arrive. Where do we arrive? A 1. You arrive in a small outpost or enclave run by a minor faction. What happens if I do the same thing? You may have previously visited a destination, in which case the information will already be known. All right, so I came back to. Why did I come back? I came back because. All right, I'm pissed. I came back. I went back to the Mystics to talk to Quan again, because I want to know what kind of shit am I into now. Pissed. He returns to Quan, and wants answers. Why am I being accosted outside your farm? What? He wants to like. What aren't you telling me, basically? Like, what did you leave out last time we met? It seems like you weren't giving me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So I'm going to search for anyone who might know the target to gain a favor. Okay, I'm going to search. Let's see. Roll on the table and follow the search prompts. Okay. 3. Nobody's seen your target and you've wasted precious time. Lose 1 motivation. Why can't you find anyone here who's willing to talk? Easy come, easy go on that motivation. All right, no one's seen the target. Quan remains tight-lipped. No one in the farm community is talking. And the question is, why can't I find someone here who's willing to talk? Why can't I find someone here who's willing to talk? Let's ask the cards. First of all, to whichever one of you shuffled my cards and put them back upside down, you're a terrible person, and I can't believe you would do that. And of course, you now all have to wait while I go through here and fix my cards. Okay, so I do that, and we'll flip some over, and we'll do a little of this and a little of that. We'll take a card, and we'll throw it in the air, and then we'll pick whichever side comes up. Why won't they talk to me? Quarantined. There's a catalyst called quarantined. Why won't they talk to us? Quarantine. I'm going to think about that. Hold on. Okay, I have something. I don't know if it's good, but I have something. So the Mystics, actually, there are several people at the Mystic Farm who are infected with the parasite that I mentioned earlier that the healer is able to fix. However, they don't need to be fixed because of their mystic energies. They're able to sort of keep it at bay, the parasite, so they don't get sick. They're sort of keeping themselves healthy. They can't do it for other people. They can do it for themselves, but other people aren't going to understand that, and the reason that they don't want to talk is they don't want attention from the Targ or from the Empire or really from anybody who they think will then start bugging them for the cure, the same way that they, are swarming that healer and drawing all sorts of attention that they can't afford to draw to themselves. So that is why they're keeping to themselves and they're not willing to talk because it's not worth it to them to get the attention. That's my argument. That's why they're not talking, and that's why this turn totally sucked for my guy. So let's update. Oh man, let's not worry about what that looks like. Let's update that in the journal. Poof! Journal updated. Oh, I keep forgetting to put the dice away. All right, and they will not help me, and they suck. Boo! All right, so back to our expedition. At least our or exploration. Sorry, at least our notoriety is going up. That's good, right? Because now we at least have the chance of something going on this exploration table, other than just meandering. A 5. There we go. Okay, that's good. If your notoriety is 3 or higher, you encounter a lead. Very good. I think this is my first lead that I'm actually encountering. You'll need to find a few leads, known associates of the target. Leads may provide clues about the target's goals and offer an opinion on their actions, or they may simply be another person in the way. As soon as your notoriety hits 3 or more, you might be prompted to create a lead when you explore. As your notoriety increases, so does your chance. To create a lead, first roll for a showdown to establish the location where you encounter them in the wilderness, right? Because I'm not in a town or something. So I have to roll for a showdown to establish location. Like any good film, your key confrontations should happen somewhere memorable. Your growing reputation on this planet means your quarry and associates know you're after them. You have to venture into the wilderness to try and find them. Before you create a leader target, roll once for each of the site and setting tables to determine where you encounter them. Cinematic showdown will inspire your story and provide further jeopardy to tense conversations and desperate combat. Okay. Let's go. So the site is green, setting is blue. Site is green, setting is blue. Site is 6. You catch up to them at their starship just as they're preparing to board and leave. Ooh. I'm going to put a lead. I catch them at their ship as they attempt to leave. Okay. And then the other one was 4. The setting is one of you has enraged a large herd of native beasts, causing a stampede that rushes towards you. Okay. One of us has caused a stampede. Oh, what is it? Of native beasts? Beasts causing them to run towards us. Okay, interesting. This is I see what they're doing here. I do like that this picture is totally relevant for what's happening right now. Like this guy right here is like, huh? And I'm like, I gotcha! Is that a carrot or a cigar? What's going on there? I don't know. Anyways. Okay, before you create the leader target, roll to determine where I counted them. One of you in a large herd of native. Okay, I'm sure those are going to be relevant in a second. To establish for the first and second leads, roll on the species and personality tables to determine their key information. Then roll on the leads table to discover who they are. Okay, so we need species and personality. Species, it doesn't have to be the predominant one in this case, I don't think. So on the species, they are... Oh, wait, I need 2 dice. It's 11. Bear-like. Charon and bear-like. Do I actually write anything about the leads on here? Oh, yeah, there's a little checkbox here for leads encountered. So there's that. Okay, we need to write this in our notes then. Charon, bear-like. They are Charon, bear-like. All right. They are, and a name. We need a name for them. Number 4. That is, I mean, they don't actually say. I'm digging that. Churasbuck is the name. Male or female? Male or female? Wait, did I roll a move? All right, male or female? Female. Okay. Female. It's a female bear. And what else? Go back. No, don't go back that far. Where is leads? I want leads. Go to leads. Okay, so species and personality table to determine their information. Personality table. I rolled a 1. I didn't show you. Why have a camera if you're not going to use it? Vain, cocky, or arrogant. My kind of gal. That is since there's 3 of them. Let's roll for it. So they're vain. So they're a very attractive bear lady. Very attractive. Nice light colored brown fur. Attractive. You know, picture whatever anime bear. Picture an attractive anime bear. That's her. What do they believe? What garish item of clothing draws attention to them is the one we're gonna go with. She is in very shiny silver tunic of some sort. Very shiny silver tunic. Very vain. Very pretty for a bear. Is that speciesist? I shouldn't say very pretty for a bear. A very pretty bear. How's that? Okay, that's what's up. Okay, roll species, then roll on the leads table to discover who they are. All right, we're gonna find out who this is that we're dealing with. Let's this is I've rolled a. You can't see that very well, can you? It was a 5. I just moved it. There you go. Oh, it is hard to see in there. Anyways, 5. You once teamed up with. Oh, fun. You once teamed up with them for a lucrative job, but they betrayed you. Something about their appearance has changed. Resolve all. Okay. Something about their appearance has changed. How did this person betray you? And how is it related to your scar? Okay. So she was a gladiator. Okay. A very pretty bear. She was also was once a gladiator, and she escaped conveniently right before the dorm was lit on fire. I think that she conspired with whoever whatever old empire, whatever guy, dude, burned the dorm in exchange for her freedom, because technically it was the old empire that had me enslaved as a gladiator or whatever. So yeah, why does my guy not hate the old empire? Capper doesn't hate the old empire because he thinks that the old empire is powerful and it gets to do what it wants because it's powerful. And he got captured because he wasn't strong enough, and then he lived because he was strong enough. But he doesn't like this chick. He thinks that she is a fucking turncoat and a coward because she ran off. Like, she didn't win her freedom. She didn't, like, do something noble or victorious to get out of it. She schemed and plotted. He almost didn't recognize her because now she's so well cleaned up. Like, back then she was, dirty and mucky and probably, I think she was way more muscular back then. Like, the muscles are gone and she's much more, like, demure figured now, I guess, for a bear. Whatever. Sorry, a demure bear, not demure for a bear. I'm sorry to the bears. Okay, so that's what happened. That's said something about their first turn. Oh, you once teamed up with them. How did this person betray you? How's it related to your scar? It's not related to the scar as much because the scar is just the the wrist shackle things on my arms. Anyways. Okay, so Capper speaks with her and he's, I know you, and she said, of course you do. Don't be ridiculous. And as soon as he hears her voice, he's like, sure as buck, the coward, the turncoat. And she said, I did what I needed to do. I needed to get out. You did too, I see. Good job. And he's like, don't compare us. We're not the same. We're not even remotely the same. I know what you did. And she's like, I don't care. So what if you did? All right? I'm not obsessed with Cheeton or whatever the name is of your god. He immediately he's like, do not talk about him. Right? You don't even deserve to say his name. All right. So obviously things are not going, and I don't know why she thinks this is a good idea, because she looks a little scrawnier. Maybe, I guess she doesn't look... Okay, fine. She's muscular and attractive. So how did her appearance change? No, she just looks cleaner. She just looks cleaned up and healthier. So he didn't recognize her. She had the silver... Her shiny shirt distracted him. And she attacks in melee. She hits, too. She's got some chops. Look at that. So +3 to combat. All right, so this is like a fight. This is like a mid-boss. I want to know what kind of weapon she has, though. What kind of weapon does she have? This doesn't really give me a way to pick a weapon. Or maybe it does. I don't know. Let's pick a card and see what the card says, and we'll decide. Here, you can decide with me. Let's see. I'm picking a card. It is random. I'm looking over here because this is... Okay. So this is the card we picked right here. Okay. We're going to use this card to decide what kind of weapon she has. Letter of credit, bonds blank, lost memory, farmhouse, smooth, tough bioceramics, a pulsing orb. Okay. I like a pulsing orb. So this is what's going on. She takes out a what looks like a hammer. So maybe she's like a similar melee fighter. He has his hammer, she has hers. But it's deceptive because she takes it out, and instead of there being like a regular hammerhead on it, there's like a smooth silver orb, right? And she takes it out and she twists something, and he sees the orb start to do this crazy throbbing thing. Like if you go to the Sharper Image and you get one of those hammer-shaped massage things. It's kind of like that, except instead of looking like a hammer, it looks like one of those silver balls that people have in their yard, and I don't know why. I don't think that they're aesthetically... I feel like they should be wrong, but something about me really likes those dumb silver orbs that people have in their lawns. On one hand, I don't feel like they're good, but I like them. Anyways, stay focused. Anyways, she takes out her big garden orb hammer, her vibrating garden orb hammer, and she stands and she attacks in melee. So okay. I have no motivation to use to re-roll anything. So this could get interesting, and she's formidable. Like, this isn't like he's not going to take for granted. Like, he remembers that she was good at her job. That's actually what pisses him off more, is the fact that she was good at her job, and she could have probably fought her way to the top. She might have even been able to defeat him, but ultimately she pussed out, and that's why he thinks so lowly of her. All right, here we go. We're doing combat. She has 3 and 2. Just remember that for me. 3 and 2, please. Thank you. So when I forget. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Okay, 3 and 2. Green is... Oops. Just turn on our accountability camera. Blue is me. Green is her. She has 3 and 2. I'm using my hammer, so I have 4 and 1. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Whew. Yeah, she... Okay. Perhaps he does underestimate her. He walks confidently towards the ramp of the ship, and as he is about... Oh, I forgot about the herd stampede, right? So what happens is like before the fight starts, in order to give herself an advantage, she actually takes her stick and pounds the orb thing onto the ground, and the ground, it reverberates, and it pisses off this herd of whatever, we're just going to call it cattle, that starts moving towards it. I don't know why, because they hate it, and so this herd starts moving towards the ship and stampeding, and Capper thinks that he's going to be able to not... that this isn't going to be a problem. He thinks he can just keep moving through the herd as it starts trampling through, and he is dead wrong. And he totally gets thrown off of his feet, like he gets spun by a cow. That's the quote of the day. He gets spun by a cow, and he goes and he ends up on his back. So that's the hit against him. So he's down his 1 armor. He can't take another hit like that. So he struggles to get back up to his feet as she closes the distance between them. Okay, so this one goes to Capper, 5 and 5. So what is the point of pointing it at it if you can't tell? Maybe less light is actually better? Yeah, that's probably better, so you can actually see the number. Note to self, if I'm playing Notorious again here, I should probably use something other than the blue dye, because it's hard for you to see. And I can't zoom on this crappy camera. Anyways, yeah, so he rolls himself up as she starts moving towards him, and I like to think that he does one of those, spin things to get up with his feet, where they're like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, fine. I'll show you what I mean. So, he does that thing where they're on the ground, right? And he goes and he flips. It looks way worse when I do it. It's like a blade thing. You know what I'm talking about. He does that, and as he does that, he spins around and does a little twist, and he uses his hammer, and he knocks her to the ground too. So he's just getting up, and now she's sort of on her back. So, okay, 1 for each of us. She still has 1 armor left. I don't have any, or she has 1 defense left. I don't have any defense left. Oh no. Oh wait, so that's even. So that's not in my favor. That's right. I have to beat the challenge die. I don't have any motivation rolls. So, that's right. So when I fail, how does this work with my asset? If you lose a fight, do not roll to determine your fate. Okay, so we're not going to roll to determine my fate. Yeah. So she's on her back, and as I'm getting up again, once again, too cocky and angry to pay attention to the cows that are coming at us at rapid rate, and literally I get one head on. She doesn't hit me again. I just sort of accidentally get gored. Capper, whatever, you know what I mean. Gets gored by one of these things that's going by, and the last thing he sees before falling unconscious is her grinning at him as she turns to get back on her ship, which I'm sure she inevitably flew away, right? And so Capper goes down. He should have died, or he should have at least had to have rolled on this little failure table here, but instead you don't have to, because we know Picto-Click, the insectoid healer lady, and so this seems like a good place to stop for now, right? With Gant getting knocked out in his unsuccessful fight. I don't want to forget to give him his penalty, though, so we're going to do that now. Lose a favor or a notoriety. I know this is a mechanical way of making the decision, but I don't want to lose notoriety because I need this to find leads. So I'm actually going to go down on favor in this case. I don't know how do you get injured? That's a thing right here. Is that like a possibility in the game? Oh yeah, there's an injury right here. I see. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Capper gets knocked out by cows, and what's her face? The evil bear, Chirrusbuck. She boards her ship, and she heads off. I'll add in the notes about what happened before the next adventure. That's where we leave it. Capper rendered unconscious, failing to fight Chirrusbuck, who is kind of like a big deal to him. Also, if I had motivation, I feel like I probably should have lost some as a result of losing that. But I guess losing favor will suffice. And hey, I didn't accidentally stop the recording this time. And you saw me get to do some sweet breakdancing moves, so that was kind of dope. Anyways, that's where we're leaving it. And stay tuned, I guess, for the next adventures of Capper Gant. That's a real person. Guys, stop doing that. Capper Vrill. Capper Vrill, let's see what happens to him. Does he find his prey? Stay tuned for the ongoing adventures of Notorious. And I'll see you for the next time. Bye. I'll see you for the next time? Oh, bye.